Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about what is, in my opinion, the best ignition system that you could run for your Ford, unless you're running Pro Stock. That's the Ford Duraspark ignition system. The factory system is an excellent system, and so good, as a matter of fact, that a lot of the aftermarket has taken the Ford parts and incorporated them in their own distributors. Let's take MSD for example. MSD uses the exact same ignition pickup in their top-of-the-line distributor as the Ford Duraspark uses in their distributor. You may be asking yourself, well, why would MSD do that? Because it's a good part. Another interesting fact is Ford put these Durasparks out in the mid-70s. After everybody was going away from points, they wanted more efficient ignition systems. Ford built the first electronic ignition system, fully electronic ignition system, for their NASCAR and race applications way back in 1967. An interesting note about this is the wiring schematic and wiring color codes that Ford used way back in 1967 through into the Duraspark are the same wiring color codes that MSD uses even to this day. So I'll let you kind of think about where did MSD steal their idea from. But anyway, why do I like the Duraspark so much? It's because it's simple, quality, good parts. Nothing's crazy, nothing's expensive, and pretty much anybody can get it off the shelf. They're making brand new distributors now, and it's very affordable, and you can have an excellent ignition system without spending probably close to $8,000 to $1,000 on MSD stuff. Some of that stuff gets extremely expensive, and in my opinion, in almost every application except into a full race application, totally unnecessary. Let's start off with the amplifier box that Ford uses. Simple box, aluminum box, basically 2 plugs, simple wire schematic that runs everything right to the distributor. A couple wires to hook up, very simple, easy, not any issues. The box is fairly small, about like that and like that. Mount it anywhere, hide it, put it out in your engine compartment if you want to see it. I prefer to hide them, just because they don't look so good if I'm doing it in an older car. I want it to look a little cleaner. What's kind of neat about the ignition boxes is the new solid state boxes, only about, I'd say, less than a half of the box is filled with electronics, which allows me to do something like this. This is an original Sun tachometer transmitter, something that was used back in the 50s and 60s to power the original Sun tachs that you could buy aftermarket and install on your hot rods. I'll show you what I've done to this one. Here is the Ford ignition box. I was able to cut this box back down to basically nothing because all the electronics are right up in here. All this is a gel and an aluminum base that resembles the original so that it can bolt in the original locations. I cut all that away so I could easily fit it inside of this transmitter box. I cut a couple little notches in the side case, the cover, and put it all together like that. Fits a little better once it's all together properly. Let's do it the right way. Put the wires in through here. And there you have it. No one will even know you have it in there, and you can mount it right on your inner fender, firewall, wherever you want. The only thing that kind of gives it away are these plugs, but if you're smart, you can hide them. The next part I'd like to talk about is the distributor itself. Now you might be thinking, I have to go to the junkyard, get an old distributor, send it out, get it all rebuilt, put all new parts in it. I'm gonna end up spending more money on that old junky distributor than I would be if I just bought a basic MSD. And that's not true. Nowadays they make brand new Duraspark distributors with the small cap. Looks almost identical to the original Points ignition systems, except it's got the it is sort of an MSD pickup, but it has the Duraspark ignition magnetic pickup inside. Similar cap and rotor as the Points distributor. You can interchange them and make these things look virtually identical to a Points setup. You can go the extra mile, hide these wires even better, put a different plug in that no one can see, and it'd be real hard to tell in a car if this was the factory Points distributor or a Duraspark, except if you look close to the part numbers. You can put any distributor gear you want on it. Here's bronze gear, install it on there. You can stick with the standard cast iron gear for regular old camshafts. The beauty of it is it's brand new. You don't have to rebuild old junk from the junkyard. I hope that gives you another option for your ignition system in your car. It's one I love to run. I had it in my Mustang when I had built a 416 for it. Real good running engine, ran 12 O's at 113 with this ignition system, shifting to 6,500 RPM. I spun it to 7,000 a couple times, which probably shouldn't have, but it was overgeared. Not a miss, nothing, no problems with the ignition system. These ignition systems are really good for, I would say, easily 6,500, maybe 7,000 if you send a distributor out and have someone go over it. Make sure the springs and weights are tuned to your application. Some guys like to call it a performance curve, street curve. Again, your application. But you really can't beat them for the cost. Now, you can spend your money if you want, but I highly recommend just going with something that's proven and works great. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Creeping up on almost my 100th video. I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to look at my channel and to watch these videos. Just trying to put some cool information out there, some cool cars. Like this one. That one's pretty cool. That one. No, that one's under the cover. That one over there. And trying to make it fun for you guys to watch as well. Hopefully I don't get too boring for you, but I appreciate you hanging in with me. Thanks a lot for watching.